Welcome everyone to this Stand Up to Racism meeting. Really nice to see so many people here. I won't go on and on. You don't need me to. My name is Jodie. I'm going to chair tonight, co-chair with Tanzima. I am a trade unionist. I'm a member of the NEU. I'm a local officer with the NEU, National Education Union. And Tanzima is a Unison member as well. So perhaps if you're speaking tonight, if you could tell us if you're from a trade union or another organisation, that would be great. Thank you very much. This evening, we are going to not have a huge political discussion. I think we all know why we're here. We're not here for a debate. We know exactly why we're here. What I would say is it's really positive and really heartwarming to see that we're all coming together. And I think there's a real great feeling from the last few nights, isn't there, really, that it proves that when we come together, we can push the fascists out. And that's what's happened. So it's how do we do that? How are we going to organise this huge rally on Saturday to show that it's not welcome in Coventry? So is there anything else we need to say before we open it up?
No, I think you've done a great intro.
So we are going to ask some questions. We're going to get some things going, and we need people to volunteer and people to speak to do certain things at the weekend. But first of all, I'm going to ask David Kersey to open up and introduce it. He is a communications officer with Unison, amongst other things.
Okay, thanks. Firstly, thanks to everybody for turning up. I know everybody's incredibly busy, got loads to do, but this is incredibly important. And the two things that occurred to me about what's been happening in the last week or so, and it seems like incredible to believe it has only been a week or so, is we've seen the worst of things that can happen in this country, and we've also seen now the best of things that can happen in this country. And on both sides, it's ordinary people that can make the biggest difference. We don't have to take instruction from anybody, and it's the people in this room in Coventry that are going to make the difference in Coventry. And I just think that's the spirit with which we should decide what we're going to do on Saturday tonight. And I mean, I don't know about anybody else, but when I saw the BBC News last night, I was absolutely gobsmacked because I'm very involved in anti-racist activity, but I had not appreciated the amount of energy and effort and anger which has led to people taking what was such a positive decision in their thousands. I believe over 25,000 plus people took to the streets on a Wednesday night to make sure that the far right did not continue to spread fear, mayhem and terror in our communities, in cities and towns right across England and other parts of the UK as well. So I think the first thing we should say is that is incredibly inspiring, and I think we should build on that inspiration and make sure that we show on Saturday that Coventry is probably one of the most multicultural and mixed and historically very important cities when it comes to fighting racism, not just in the UK but in Europe. It absolutely is. And this is a working class city where people have dealt with some major issues and problems over many, many decades. Yet, for the most part, it's a city where we have shown that people from all different backgrounds genuinely do work together, play together, and keep each other going, and do so in whatever the circumstances. This city is very proud on that front. And I think on Saturday we can make a public statement that racism will not be used by anybody, whether it's the Tories that are now out of power, whether it's the new government that is in power, whether it's the authorities in this city, and whether it's the far right for what they're worth in this city. They will not be allowed to use racism to divide and rule for Coventry people, because this city will not allow it. So we're going to take a public space. It was going to be Broadgate. That ended up not being a good idea because we're told there's going to be actually a big fun fair and big events going on in Broadgate, which will make it very hard to have any kind of protest there. So for genuinely good reasons, I think, we're going to move that protest to Millennium Place, which is right in the centre of town. And as people saw last night, there is no reason why we couldn't make that one of the largest demonstrations that's been in Coventry for many years, certainly one of the biggest anti-racist demonstrations. So that's the spirit in which I hope people can decide what we think we can do between now and Saturday, which isn't a great deal of time, but there's hopefully things we can do. But also what we're going to do on the day, what we're going to say on the day, and how we make sure that then there is a lasting legacy which shows that Coventry is right at the forefront as one of the cities. And let's remember the other thing. Everything that has happened that has turned people's fear and turned into anxiety that has taken place in towns and cities, that has not happened yet in Coventry. We cannot be complacent, but let's be proud that this is a city, and there are far-right activists in Coventry. They got quite good votes, far too high votes actually, for both Reform UK and also Britain First recently in elections in this city. But they did not have the guts to be able to come out on our streets and spread terror. They could not choose the advice organisations that we're proud of in this city working with refugees and migrants. They could not terrorise the hotels where asylum seekers are residing, because they, I think, knew that if they tried to do that, then they will get mass opposition and they will be shown exactly how welcome they are in Coventry. And we need to make it loud and clear on Saturday that not only are they not welcome, that if they show their faces, they will be chased right out of the city and they will not be ever allowed back. So let's start with that spirit, and I want to hear everybody's contributions. You've all got massive amount. I don't know everyone in the room, but I'm pretty sure there'll be a lot of people with some really good ideas this evening. So let's get going, and that's enough from me. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, David. I meant to say before he spoke, but luckily he didn't flout any of the rules here, that obviously we all know this, but can we please remember this is a safe space, and making sure that we're inclusive in our language and everything that we're saying today. Okay, I think I'm going to pass over to Tanzima now. Dave's already done this part for us, hasn't he?
Yeah,
So
yes. So thank you, Dave. I mean, great introduction, and really, really important that we all unite together in Coventry, especially build for Saturday. Build for Saturday. So one of the things that we really, really need help with and support with is leafleting and getting the word out to the people of Coventry. So any workplaces, any kind of organisations that you might think that people will be interested in. We are thinking about times and places where we're thinking of leafleting. So again, just spread the word in Coventry and build on Coventry's kind of the movement for anti-racism. So yeah, if anyone has any suggestions of any places or times they'll be able to leaflet, we do have some places that we were thinking, like the train station, Fargo Village, and some local shops as well, maybe in Fozil and Hillfields, etc.
maybe some mosques.
And mosques as well, yeah. Any kind of places of faith that anyone would be able to leaflet, that would be really, really great for us to come together and organise.
Anyone fancy taking the lead on that? It will probably need maybe someone to take the lead on each area. If anyone fancies maybe say the train station or areas of town. Anyone want to volunteer? There's a huge box of leaflets there.
I can volunteer to do something in Leamington. Sorry, I know that's not Coventry, but kind of close, and I think there will be people in Leamington who will want to attend. So I'm happy to do some leafleting in Leamington.
So what's your name?
Rosie.
So Rosie, you're going to do some Leamington leafleting. Thank you. I mean, obviously everyone can take them for their own workplaces.
Just a quick, sorry, go on. I was going to put information there. My name's Tony from PCS member. There's also a protest in Leamington on Saturday as well. Yeah, so you've got to be careful getting people in Leamington come to Coventry. So just be aware of that.
Yeah, that's true. There's a comment online as well that perhaps if people are speaking, I know it's a pain, could we come to the front? Or is there any way we can move the mic around, Dave? Does it have to be plugged in? No. People online are struggling to hear.
I can do a couple of mosques tomorrow.
Brilliant. What's your name?
Dr. Muhammad Ali Syed.
Thank you.
Surgeon CW. I am limited in time because of work commitments, but I'll do ASAP tomorrow morning. Fargo, as much as Stanton Road as I can. I've done those areas, so I do know quite a lot of the shops and businesses.
Brilliant. Thank you. So we've got maybe Leamington covered, some mosques, Fargo Village, Stony Stanton Road.
Fargo Village I could do. Or someone's already doing that now.
Yeah, Sergic just said he was going to do that.
Okay.
I could do Fargo. I work at the pod. If someone can bring leaflets or something like that, then I'd happily do it. So I finish work at 4.
Thank you, Tamsin. There's plenty of leaflets, so I suppose we can double up anyway, can't we? Okay, anyone else?
I mean, sorry, I'm John Homer. I'm going to speak up rather than go to the front. I'm in Nuneaton. I'm not actually sure if there is a protest in Nuneaton on that day. You're saying there isn't. So in which case I would join the one in Coventry and I would bring people over with me. So if I could take some leaflets for Nuneaton, I can get those.
That would be great.
Yep. Brilliant. Andrea?
Hi, I'm from Linton, so
Oh, okay. We can just have a quick word.
yeah, I've got a lot of time. I could do some tomorrow for
I mean, I can't actually do any tomorrow, but I'm going to hand them over to somebody else who can.
Alright,
Delegation.
Yeah. Okay, great. So, sorry.
Jean, I can do a few round Hillfields.
Hillfields, this is great. Ah, Kirsty Elsden.
Oh, perfect.
Oh, I can get some of those. I'm in Elsden as well, Kirsty, so I can get some of those to you. Yeah,
Suki, I can do the city centre.
fabulous. Do we want someone to volunteer for the train stations? Anyone?
Yeah, anyone?
Train station might be a really good one.
It'll be good to get all the
I
commuters.
can make my way around. You have to make all of them.
Yeah, I can do the train station.
What time would you both be available for that? I think that would be great because half will be the
Commuter.
peak.
Yeah.
Yeah, peak period.
Yeah.
Should we put our general call for train station 4:30 then? Then might get some more people as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyone who can arrive at the train station for 4:30. Yeah.
I could get the train over and meet at the train station.
Cool.
I'm Betsy. I'm from UCU, Birmingham UCU, but I'm based in Leamington. But I can come over and help at the train station at 4:30.
Sorry, Raf Sandy, Unison, Coventry Unison.
Oh yeah, Confusion.
Don't worry, we're not making notes of all this. It sounds like we've got
Yeah.
leafleting covered. So at the end of the meeting, we've got a big box of leaflets, and please as well take them for your workplaces as well.
So we've got Warwick Uni.
Oh yeah,
We could do that. We both of us, we can do Warwick Uni tomorrow.
yeah. Sorry, what's your names?
Martin and there.
Warwick Uni. Brilliant. I think we've got leafleting covered. One more in the chat. PSC is doing a small store tomorrow, Jodie. Yeah. You can get some leaflets from me, yes. If you let us know whereabouts you'll be. I'm guessing outside the co-op. Okay, what have we got next then? Right. Anyone volunteering to liaise with the local press? Press release statement, maybe write something short for the local press. I knew we'd get loads of volunteers for that.
I can do it because I've done that before.
Have you?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, remind me of your name. Benji. Okay. If we all have a little conversation later about what we can put in that. Yeah? It's going well. We've got now press release sorted.
Someone's planning that.
Sorry.
Hi, Micah, Warwick UCU. Do we need I have a press list, if that's useful. I have a local press list.
Yeah.
So if someone gives me their email, I can send over an Excel sheet.
Yeah. Okay.
That's great.
Brilliant. Can't read my writing. I can't either. I've got no glasses on. The PA to bring it on Saturday.
Oh, the speaker.
That. Oh, it's not there. It was around a big PA.
Okay. We need someone to volunteer to bring the big PA on Saturday. I think is it Dave. Dave who has it?
Yeah, I've got it, but I'm away this week.
Yeah, so Dave's away. So if someone could, who's coming on Saturday, take it off day, take it off his hands, and bring it on Saturday, that would be really, really helpful. If you want to think about that and get back to Dave at the end of this meeting, or if anyone wants to volunteer now, that would be great.
Is it really heavy?
You need a car, but it's got a sack truck so it's got big wheels, so it's quite easy to transport. It's just getting in and out of the car. A bit awkward.
Anyone now or
Mark's saying he'll do it. So that's okay.
Mark? Okay. Brilliant. So PA Mark. Does that mean you're in charge of all the connections and the wires as well?
No. It works wirelessly. So.
Oh, okay. Right. So that's the PA. Right. The big thing really is how is the meeting going to go on Saturday? Ideally, we need we do need speakers, don't we, from various organisations. We need someone to host / chair it. This is opening it up, really. Anyone want to volunteer from any organisations that they want to speak? Anyone got any ideas of who we could ask? Yep.
Yeah, Paul from Coventry Unison. Not necessarily wanting to speak, we've already discussed this in our branch, but just wanted to raise a couple of general points about Saturday and perhaps, why.
Could you come and sit here?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, hi, Zoom. Paul from Coventry Unison. Yeah, just wanted to raise a few points really, and just wanted to express I'm a shop steward, like some comrades are here as well. I'm sure we've all had conversations with members this week who are absolutely scared of what's going on, afraid to leave the house. And I just think what happened last night will hopefully have tipped the balance a little bit and given people a bit more sense of solidarity and stuff. And I think we can build on that for Saturday. And it's just like a few things we're discussing in our branch. We've agreed that Sarah Feeney, our branch secretary, is going to speak. She's agreed to do that. And I just think it's really, really important that all of us who are in a trade union bring our union banners, bring our flags, to really start. I mean, unions, we've got 6.5 million members in this country. And I think it's time that we started mobilising, our strength. And personally, I think out of all of these local demos, we should try and force our unions to call a big national demonstration. Imagine if we put 1 million people on the streets. Think of all the demonstrations around Palestine. If we can really push this in our unions, that have local demos, have national demos, I think that would be really important. But I think some of the things we need to try and attract as well. There's so many people under attack from the Tory government, from Reform, from the Labour Party as well. And I think reaching out to other communities who are sort of so-called victims of the so-called culture wars, like the trans community who are facing demonisation. I think we can unite all of these different parts of the working class together on Saturday with what we're saying and how we approach things, then I think we'll be in a good place. So just an appeal for all of us to bring our union flags and let's put our collective strength on the streets on Saturday. So that's it.
Thank you.
Can I just raise a question about social media promotion? Because you mentioned about leaflets. I mean, are there electronic versions that you could send out to us? And is it worth us setting up a WhatsApp group or something so we can effectively receive information to then send out to our own WhatsApp groups? Because Is it worth doing that?
Yeah, we have got, there's a WhatsApp group called SUTR-COV-GC. If you give us your details at the end of the meeting, we'll add you to it now. So that's the answer to that question. And likewise with the electronic versions, they're all there already. So we just need to make sure you've got them.
I'll be honest, I did actually get a document off your website and send it out to one of a pro-Palestine activist group in my local area.
Brilliant.
Already, but I just thought if you had something specific you wanted to send out.
Yeah, I mean, the flyer is what we need to get out widely, but yeah, do get on WhatsApp groups, that's what we use.
Have we published anything on, I think there's 3 of them. There's Hope Not Hate, there's Stand Up to Racism, there's also Stop the War Coalition. I think it'd be good on that because then people from Birmingham or something, which is not too far, they might just pop over and then we have more people, don't we?
Yeah.
Unless they have their own thing on the same day, which may be.
I think they have in
They do
Birmingham.
don't
I
they?
think they have.
What I'd suggest on that is Stand Up to Racism we've covered, so we've already sent the information out to them. Nobody I don't think sent anything to Hope Not Hate or Stop War Coalition. If you want to do that, that'd be great if you could email the information over to them and ask them to send it out. Likewise with any of the people who are in all kinds of campaign groups that you might want to send out information on to, so please do that,
We've also got a TikTok that we've started for Stand Up to Racism, kind of to mobilise the younger youth of Coventry. So yeah, if anyone wants to find that on TikTok, you can pass the details on, and you can always use that. I think it's a great tool to use to kind of get people mobilised as well.
Kirsty's asked in the chat, has Zara Sultana been contacted? She has, hasn't she? I'm not up there on Labour Party politics, but it appears that Labour Party MPs won't be attending any of the Stand Up to Racism rallies, if that's correct.
How about Zara Sultana?
Yeah, I think she's following that same line. Yeah. Sean.
Sorry, Sean, can you come up?
I understand she's going to send me a statement, which one of us, me or whoever else wants to do it, can read out on the demo. I haven't received it yet. I'm hopeful that we'll get something.
Okay.
We don't have our presence. We may have a statement.
If you didn't hear that online, she may be providing a statement through. Was it through Unison? Unite. Okay, sorry. Yeah. Okay.
But we've done a similar exercise, so asking her to speak.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to get something from Mick Lynch or something to read out, so, but it might be busy in London, I reckon.
I think speakers from trade unions are the way to go, aren't they? I don't know what unions everyone's in here, but if anyone would like to volunteer maybe, or volunteer someone on their behalf. Yeah, come on down to the hot seat.
Yeah, thanks, comrades. Tony Conway from PCS. I think one of the problems with speakers of trade unions, and I class myself in this category, is we tend to be older white men. And I think if we're actually, that's the demographic, isn't it? It's bad, but it's true. I think if we're going to represent We Are Coventry, then we don't want older white men, right? We want women, we want black people, and people from different communities. And I think that's absolutely important. Whoever's chairing the event, the last thing you want is to be running around on the day looking for speakers. So you need quite a number lined up that you know you're going to call straight away. Unfortunately, I've got to go to a funeral tomorrow, and I'm also tied up from 2 o'clock. If you are struggling, I'm quite happy to say a few words on behalf of my union PCS. I am on a national committee, so I can speak for the union as a whole. But that's only as a filler. My plug would be young, non-white women rather than older white men. Yeah, who have got no hair, whoever. Thank you.
Andy first. Andy, then Adam, if that's all right. Okay.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that we need to give, I think there'll be a lot of people coming on Saturday, there'll be hundreds of people, and we shouldn't just think we have to keep speakers going all the time, but we should have lots of chance for the crowd to call out. And I've got a whole, I mean, you know, refugees, say it loud, say it clear, refugees are welcome here, EDL, go to hell, but I've got lots more that I've made a note of over previous demonstrations. We're black, we're white, together we're dynamite. I'll put the list on the Stand Up to Racism group chat. If people want to add to that, because I think if people just stand there and listening, it's not very exciting for them. If they've got a chance to participate with a really loud, strong chant, there's hundreds of people making it, it is the best way that people can participate as a group in the protest and make a lot of noise. So I don't think we should just think that the whole thing will just be speeches, that there'll be a lot of time for people to chant as well, because that's what people want to do. On previous protests, that's what people want to do.
Yeah, thank you. Adam?
Has anybody got any links into the refugee community? So that if there anybody that would be prepared to speak on that community?
Lorraine from Carrick will probably,
Okay, are you able to contact her?
Yeah, I contacted her about tonight, but yeah, I'll ask her.
Okay, so that's a speaker from Carag, hopefully. David, you wanted to speak?
No, just very quickly, I was going to make a point about campaign groups. So I do think it's really important to have many of us union activists, but I think some of the campaign groups representing some of the people who've been attacked by the far right is really, really important as well. So if anybody's got links or you're representing one of those groups tonight, please do speak if we want to speak. And I think I'll put them very, very high on the list of priorities. A, because they represent people who are asylum seekers and refugees and are formed of that group, and also because they're very, very outspoken and campaign, and we need to get them part of this movement. Final thing I was going to say, music, I think it'd be great, and I can get playlists together, but I think between the speakers, we should be playing music, because we don't want it just to be, you know, speaker after speaker, like Andy says. I know people should be chanting, but also just playing some music really improves make it feel like a celebratory atmosphere, get people feeling great. So if people have got requests, send me the tunes and I'll put them on a Spotify list or something. Let's get some music played through that PA that Dave's contributed to us.
What about Sky?